There are many two-word combinations that strike fear in the hearts of video game players. Game over, you died, final round, Ganondorf. But none are quite as skin-crawling as the repugnant and depraved water level. Ooh! Water levels have been feared and despised since practically the dawn of time, also known as 1985. In Super Mario Bros., you take on the role of one of two Italian men who are typically on land where gravity is always going to pull them down. So the challenge and fun of the game is to perfectly time your jumps to get over precarious obstacles, all while keeping your momentum and cruising along. So from a designer's point of view, the addition of a water level in a game like this is actually super impressive. It switches up the gameplay formula to keep things fresh. You gotta balance going up and down now. There's new enemy types. Usually the music is really pretty. But from a player's point of view, a water level is seen as, why are we not on land anymore? I don't know how to swim. He can't breathe. He's not a fish. He's an Italian man. I don't like how these guys move diagonally. Dude, turn it off. Turn it off. I said turn it off! Sadly, the water level would infect many 2D platformers in the years to come, much like a common cold or a sexually transmitted disease, whose symptoms include slow movement, stress, darkness, or in the case of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES, hell. You may be thinking, wow, Jakey, you're being kind of dramatic. Also, I love the shoes. And to that, I say, have you played Sonic 2? Have you played a game where most of the enjoyment comes from a flow state of speed-induced euphoria? All to be ruined by some purple fucking water? Because obviously a game all about speed should have a section that requires precise platforming and music so stressful that anyone in a 3-mile radius will fall down and say, help me, life alert, I need help. But where things get really crappy is in the 3D realm. Because you see, there's already a big difference when it comes to movement in a 2D space versus a 3D space. And throwing water into that cocktail of dog shit only makes things more complicated. 2D swimming, you only got 4 directions. Up, down, left, right. Everybody knows that. But in 3D, you got up, down, left, right, forward, backward, slightly right, and diagonal. Diagonal going up, the other way. Not that, what are you doing? And even without water, it's just hard to have controls in a 3D game that actually feel good. Even if the game is Super Mario 64 and the controls feel like 1,000 little lizards just kissing the tip of my thumb, I am still not excited to swim around and awkwardly try to grab coins while running into a bunch of shit. Games like Tomb Raider 2 had barely even figured out 3D land movement that didn't feel like you were about to commit a felony, so a dimly lit water level should be just what the doctor ordered. Tomb Raider 2, more like, holy shit, I can't see a damn thing, where am I? What's the deal with darkness? In one particular water level in Conker's Bad Fur Day, you can't see a damn thing. Plus you gotta manage your oxygen and your stupid battery for your headlamp. Like, who thought that this kind of stress should be in a game that's supposed to be fun? Like jumping on a flower's giant titties, got it. I love that. Feeding the cow prune juice until it shits everywhere? Yeah, I sure hope it does. Sorry, Drew. Getting lost in the underwater version of Jim Henson's Labyrinth while managing a bunch of bullshit? I'll bring the toaster if you bring the bathtub, you know what I'm saying? Metal Gear Solid 2 performed an astounding, never-before-achieved menage-a-trois of ass play featuring everyone's 3 favorite things. You got a water level, an escort mission, and a blonde man that isn't Solid Snake. Wait a second. Those are everyone's 3 least favorite things. Come on, Christensen. Anyone home? Anyone home? Use your brain sometimes. Use your brain! The best water level in Shadow of the Colossus isn't even the one where you go underwater. No, it's the one where you get on the giant-ass bird and you fly away from the water and you give the water the bird and you take to the skies of Arcadia, which also has a terrible water level. Sadly, a big disgusting skin tag disguised as a game mechanic that carried over from 2D to 3D is slow-ass movement, because apparently time is never of the evanescence. Great examples of this include, but are not limited to, the aforementioned Mount Kazai in Skies of Arcadia, where you walk around with the grace and speed of a sickly, crippled snail. The Water Temple in Ocarina of Time, where you gotta get used to seeing the pause screen more times than you've seen your kids all year. clear. This fucking part in Knights of the Old Republic, because nothing screams Star Wars quite like an underwater jaunt through a dimly lit asshole. Moving really slow is also just never fun, which is why in Majora's Mask, you got to just be a fucking dolphin because Nintendo learned their lesson. It's also worth noting that a lot of the issues that pop up when swimming in a 3D space are instantly remedied with a first-person perspective. This is exactly why, unlike in Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3 always switches to a first-person perspective anytime you go underwater, because Kojima learned from his previous mistakes with his Menage a Trois. A big part of what can make a water level feel a lot less like a circumcision is really good music, and it is the definition of irony that water levels have like the best music. Like, I would much rather be doing this than this, but getting to listen to Dire Dire Docks definitely helps me resist the urge of lying down and dialing 911. Although there are some exceptions, like a mini game where you have to do shit to the beat of a song and it's not actually on beat and the song is really bad. I guess the point I'm trying to make is, if I'm crazy and water levels are actually super good and I'm wrong and everyone secretly loves them, then why is it not the opposite? Why isn't it that water levels are 90% of a game and land levels are 10% instead of vice versa? Because gamer girls are land mammals. And while we like to flirt with the water and experiment with cool game mechanics and make it look prettier than my first wife, Jesus Christ, Naughty Dog, can I take a bath in it? The majority of the time, fictional Italians, much like real people, like to be on land. So if you're gonna make a game about water or swimming, just go all in on it, like Abzu or Subnautica or Depth or Echo the motherfucking Dolphin. Because if it doesn't feel good and it's not fun to control and play with your hands, because last time I checked, video games were kind of supposed to be fun. They don't have to, they could be educational or whatever, but it's just gonna end up being this tacked on thing that in reality, it's a level that everyone just wants to skip. By the time this video is up, I'll probably have hit 400k subs, which is insane. Thank you for watching my videos. I will now perform rap shit towards some of your names on Patreon.
It's your boy HK, sweaty balls man. Egomora, Kate boy Ethan, Nipple Eviscerator, Chuck P, Will Webster, Damon McMahon, Exley, Frosty Banana, Ballistic Buddha, Tire Boy, Sean, Taco, Pizza, Tate Fries, Mark LeMaine, Alec Castro, Lance Uppercut, oh yeah, Cassette Cathedral, Hunter Witt, PFC, Walter Sanchez, Joshua, ha, cheers. It's a Land, Will Scott, Matt Salem, and Blandis, Sam Howell, and a damn tortilla chef, oh man. Not again, my friends, I dare